and we are back on 4th Street with our special guest, Joshua Mackie. As I stated before we went to break, he is a part of the Rainbow Six Siege title team that won a national title, guys. A national title here on campus. Just first off, man, how you doing, Joshua, man?
I'm doing good, can't complain. No, semester has been really good so far. For only being like a few weeks in, I've honestly enjoyed it. It feels good to be back at Southern Miss and be back competing with the Eagle Esports program. Super excited to be back. By the way, I know it's been a while since I've been on here last time.
Yeah, and speaking of that last time, man, the last time we spoke to you was in March. Since then, like I said, a lot has happened, including your team winning the first ever national championship, man. I guess I'm going to be repeating myself here a lot. But could you, for the Eagle Esports program, could you just catch us up on the news, man, and just what's going on with that, man?
Man, a lot has changed since March. We are actually under new management now. We actually have a dedicated esports coordinator. His name is Mr. David Dicker. Shout out to him for all for coming in at a wonderful time. We're growing at a rapid pace. We recently just had our signing day, which we signed about 76 new players, but also increasing our numbers and just how many people are involved in competitive space. We now have over 250 plus members involved in the competitive space within Eagle Esports. We now offer 3 new titles to our collection of games we added. Valorant, Halo, Fortnite got added too. For those who love some Fortnite, Fortnite's now officially a game that we offer here on campus. And just our Rainbow Six team even has a new roster member. We actually have a full team of 10 players currently signed to the team. We are currently full, and let me tell you, it feels so nice to see so many new things get added to the program.
Yes, and for those that don't know, Joshua is the team captain of the Rainbow Six Siege team and the gameplay / programming manager. And speaking of just the new additions, man, did I hear you correctly? Did he say 76 new people?
Yeah, how has that been adding all that new people?
It's not easy. I remember the signing day. We actually had it in the John Paul Theater here on campus. And, walking in there and seeing all the potential new players was just mind-blowing to me. Coming from just having probably 15 players at most to having 76 new players. That's almost that size almost more than a football roster, if I'm correct.
Yes, yeah.
That's
Almost,
crazy to think that 76 people want to do this. And I honestly couldn't be more thankful to find that, to just be a part of such a nice organization, kind of a family to me. Because seeing all these new recruits, half these are freshmen too. And I'm supposed to graduate next December. Just seeing the legacy that we have created, that some of us older players have created for all these new people, is just amazing to me.
And you came on the show last March kind of talking about how you thought the program could grow, and it kind of seems like just skyrocketed since then.
Ooh.
What does that just say to you to see all those new faces, with you being kind of a veteran or, seeing these freshmen come in?
To where we are now, to where we once were, it's just a testament to how quickly we can adapt to change, for sure. But especially having a new coordinator, too. I was kind of scared at first, if I'm being honest. Kind of scared of what would be next after hearing about we're adding new games, have a new coordinator. Things might be run a little differently. I was kind of scared because I'm so used to doing this one thing, and to even then, I added a lot more to my plate this semester. I'm a graphic designer for the program now. I help with production. That's a lot of stuff. Also being a student and also a work study student as well. It's a lot, but just seeing all these people, who say like, hey, this is like a kind of a safe space for us. I like coming in here, meeting new folks. I like coming in here, work production. Even if you're not even a competitive player, we've seen a growth in just the amount of people who just want to meet new people. And that's the whole point of why I felt like we started this organization, was to meet new people, to create a connection that can be remembered even after you graduate. I've met so many great people because of Eagle Esports, and I cannot thank Eagle Esports USM enough for making this a program. Without Eagle Esports, the connections I have now, it probably wouldn't be even possible.
And you talked about those multiple different hats that you hold in the program. Correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm getting it wrong here, but you said graphic designer. What else was it?
I'm lead graphic designer. I also assist with production. I also work with social media, help with social media, while also being an R6 team captain and coach this time around too. It's a lot. I will say it's definitely a lot, but I can ask for a better organization to do this all with because I love the Eagle Esports program here. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to see this program grow into something bigger and better than where we are now.
Of course, and just talking about that, for a lot of people that don't know, there are a lot of different careers and just job fields in the industry. Could you just talk about that? I know you listed them off right there, but it's kind of interesting, that, esports needs all these different things. And just could you talk about just all the different hats that can be held and just the industry going in itself?
For sure, for sure. So I know when our coordinator first came on, he wanted to really emphasize that we want to make esports a part of a lot of people's academics career. Because I remember you telling me earlier today was that you are a videography major, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That can also be attested to some of our team members. I know some who are interested in graphic design, who wants to do videography, wants to do video editing, or just camera operations. People think of esports as just we sit there and we play video games all day, when that is simply not the case. Yes, you can make a career out of playing video games, but there's other things like say I'm a coach. I can take those leadership skills and just team management skills and apply those to other fields. I can work in production. I want to work in graphic design. I can work in camera operations. And I know a lot of graphic designers who may want to start making motion graphics. When we all watch sports, you see all the motion graphics on NCAA, ESPN. Working in esports can actually get your foot into the door and working in ESPN. It's not just video games that we do. It's also production, leadership, team management. There's so much more than just video games. And if you want to go into video games, but play okay. You want to be an esports player, you want to go pro one day, that is still possible. But it's not just pro level you can get on. You can even become a college esports coordinator. I know a lot of colleges now who are actually looking to start a program like this. Mm-hmm. Having the experience of saying that, hey, I was a part of this program. We grew in the 2.5 years we've been here to seeing this numbers, to seeing these numbers now. I mean, a lot of colleges will look at that and be like, wow, they know how to grow a program quickly. So just seeing all the different fields within the esports industry, I feel like a lot of people forget that it's not just video games. There's so much more to esports than meets the eye.
Is it fair to say that being a national championship winning program really maybe adds legitimacy to the culture and kind of improves? And also, where do y'all go from here after being at the top?
Especially in your first year as the team's captain.
Let me tell you, now having a national championship in the title, I mean, I'm super proud to even have the title, but it's definitely a lot of stuff that comes with that. When you think national champion, everyone's going to expect you to be at the top of your game. Our season hasn't even started yet, and I already feel like a little nervous because when you have a national championship in your name, they're going to expect the best from you. And I feel like having one loss that record, they're going to automatically think that, I don't know if they're the national champions or not. Because a test to Alabama. They win a college football playoff. They win championship. Coming the next season, they lose one game. People are going to start talking about them. They always do that. So I feel like we're like another Alabama. We win a championship. We may not have as many, but having a national championship, a lot of faces are going to be looking towards you, being like, what's next for a program? And I am going to promise this until I graduate. I want another championship. Because one national championship is not enough. I want more championships. I want a division. I want a regular season. I want another national championship. I want to bring home as many championships to this program before I graduate. And yes, it's nervous. I know people who join our team, they look at us as national champions. They're like, oh man, I gotta play up to their standards. I always don't want you to feel nervous just because we're national champions. We're still the same R6 Southern Miss team that first started the season with just a group of guys who just love to play Siege to now being national championship. We're still that same group of guys who just love the game and just want to do the best in it.
And could you just talk about that cohesion there to get to that national title and just what was the build up to that, starting the season and going all the way through to the title?
I will say I remember our first season in the fall of 2021. I remember when we in Carolina first lost. It was definitely an eye opener for me because I was okay, we lost our first game. Definitely can see us getting better. Ever since we lost that first game, we've been on a high roll. We go to playoffs that first year, we get second place. That kind of stung. We sat there for 5 hours just to come in second place. Definitely that was something we wanted to get off our shoulders. Going to the spring, we go to playoffs in another league, we get first rounded. And so we were like, man, I'm going to second to being first rounded. I mean, we thought that was it. Then it turns out we get an email saying, hey, you qualify for nationals because of your second placement. We were like, wow, we have a chance to prove that we are one of the best teams in Mississippi. And to playing that whole summer and winning that national championship was a testament to all the hard work that was put in, not only by me, but by our players, by the staff, by the Eagle Esports staff. I mean, and just my teammates in general. I mean, they put in a lot of work. I know that some of these are students as well. I know one of them's in band too. And I know I did not want to take away time from being in band, but to see him also put in the work to help this team get better, to make himself better, and for just all my teammates for putting in all that work towards nationals from the first season to the second season. And like as Charlie mentioned, my first season as captain, I didn't expect us to win a national championship. If I'm being honest, I didn't expect it because I didn't know what to expect. It was my first time being in that leadership position, and I was uncomfortable with it. So I'm super proud to say that for my first season, I was national champion. That's pretty good. Not bad. Now, of course, I'm going to go, like I said, I'm going to promise many more championships, and I hope to bring home more championships to this program. But yeah, I mean, like I said, shout out to my teammates, honestly, for all the hard work they put in to win that national championship.
Hey, let's talk about production a little bit, and it seems to be a major focal point of your team. Your social media page for the month of August was actually ranked number 21 in the nation in interaction. How important is that side of social media and getting more eyeballs on y'all's product when y'all are winning national championships?
I mean, for sure. I mean, Twitter, I like to say Twitter is our main focal point of getting stuff out there. Because a lot of people, you meet a lot of people on Twitter. People are always on Twitter. And just having our name out there is really a true testament. Because I was looking at that list of seeing all the top schools. To be even mentioned in that list of schools, I remember when I first saw the list, we were like number 99 out of 100. I was like, okay, we're starting somewhere. Then to go from 99 to 21, absolutely crazy. I mean, I appreciate everyone for the support they have shown us on Twitter, for constantly keeping updated with us. I mean, if not because of them, we wouldn't even be 21. And I just, like I said, I always thank the support of everyone from students to parents to players to even those who may not know from across the United States who may know about the USM Esports program. I thank them so much for all they have done for us. And like I said, Twitter is, like I said, our main focal point of interaction because of just how popular Twitter is, especially within the collegiate esports space. I know some pages have like thousands and thousands of followers, and they always try to keep them updated, even on the littlest things. Like if we're having like a small tournament, we always keep them updated on stuff because of how popular Twitter is, especially within the esports space.
And y'all recently announced your new roster for this season. Could you just tell the viewers about when they can catch you for the next season and kind of how are you returning lots of your players, getting new players?
So my roster this semester is still the same, but we just added one new player. He's a freshman. Actually, our whole new roster is nothing but freshmen. And so it's going to be kind of weird, you know. Some of them are kind of new to the collegiate esports scene, so it's going to be interesting trying to see what they bring next. But our season actually starts next week. We do not know the schedule yet, so keep your eyes peeled for the schedule. But if you want to keep us updated on our schedule, you can find us on Twitter at USM Esports. And we'll also be live tonight on Twitch. Shout out to our Rocket League team, by the way. They're playing tonight against the Toronto Metropolitan University on Twitch, which will be twitch.tv/Southern Miss Esports. You can catch that live if you would like. The game starts promptly at 6 p.m.
And what about your podcast? Are you still doing the podcast?
The podcast, man. Those are live on Twitch as well at Southern Miss Esports, live every Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning. You know, I'm super excited to bring back the podcast. I'm looking forward to another season. You know, love to do a co-host with y'all one day. That would be kind of cool to just do. Hey. That would be nice.
Collab.
Too. That would be awesome, by the way. But yeah, that's our podcast is back up and running. Looking forward to starting season 2 with my new co-host too. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff happening for Eagle Esports, and I cannot wait to show you all the results from it.
And lastly, man, before we get you out of here, man, what's next for you, Joshua, man?
I mean, I'm going to take it slow because I'm supposed to graduate in December. I'm going to enjoy every moment I have with this program because it's not going to be long before I graduate, and I'll have to step down and, you know, someone else can take my spot. But I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy being a part of this team. I'm going to enjoy the work we put in at USM Esports, and I'm going to put in as much time and effort as I can to make this program bigger better than it is now because USM Esports, we're coming. We're coming. Just be aware.